3 kilometers beneath the ice of Antarctica, something is waiting. It isn't a cave. It isn't a natural formation. According to leaked reports, it is a structure, an octagonal complex made of black basalt, defying the laws of physics. And the terrifying part? It has been down there for 30 million years. Official science tells us Antarctica is just a frozen graveyard, a place where nothing survives. But what if the ice is just a camouflage? In 2003, a Navy SEAL special operative, known only as Spartan 1, broke his silence. He claims he didn't just see this structure on a radar. He went inside. What he found in those depths challenges everything we know about human history. From self-illuminated halls to star maps that point to origins not of this Earth. Today we are going deep into the classified files of the Antarctic Underworld. We will examine the scientific anomalies that NASA can't explain, and the testimony of the soldiers who claim they met the owners of this facility. Welcome to the Forbidden Zone. Before we descend into the classified testimony, we must look at what science officially admits, because the truth is already leaking out. We know that only 1% of Antarctica is visible. The other 99% is buried under miles of ice. But recently, our technology has started to see through that ice. And the data is disturbing. In 2016, NASA conducted an experiment called ANITA. They flew a massive balloon equipped with sensitive antennas over the continent. They were looking for cosmic rays, high-energy particles that constantly bombard Earth from space. Normally, these rays come from the sky down to the ice. But ANITA detected something impossible. The sensors picked up a massive explosion of high-energy neutrinos blasting up from the ice, like a fountain of energy coming from deep underground. Physics says this shouldn't happen. Particles don't just reverse direction. Scientists were baffled. They called it a physics-breaking event. Some theories suggested a mirror universe. Others suggested an error. But Spartan 1 suggests something else entirely. He says that energy isn't a mistake. It's a signature. A signature of a power source that is still active, miles beneath our feet. So who is Spartan 1? In 2020, investigative journalist Linda Moulton Howe, an Emmy Award winner famous for exposing environmental cover-ups, released a bombshell interview. She sat down with a retired Navy SEAL. His face was blurred, his voice was altered digitally. But Linda claims she verified his documents. He was the real deal. He described a mission that took place in August 2003. It started like a standard extraction operation. His team was deployed to an area near the Beardmore Glacier, not far from the McMurdo Station. Their orders were vague. Extract a team of scientists. Spartan 1 assumed it was a medical emergency. But when they arrived at the coordinates, there was no storm. There was no distress signal. There was just a hole in the ice. They descended into the underworld, and that is when the mission went from standard to classified. Spartan 1 describes arriving at a massive underground cavern, and sitting there, perfectly preserved, was a structure. It was shaped like an octagon, jet black, made of a material that looked like basalt, but smoother, harder. He estimated the structure had been buried there for millions of years, yet there was no damage, no scratches. The entrance was blocked by massive stone doors. Judging by the size, they should have weighed tons, but Spartan 1 said he walked up to them and pushed. With one finger, the doors glided open silently, zero friction. This was the first sign that the technology down there manipulated gravity itself. As they stepped inside, the temperature spiked. Outside, it was minus 50 degrees. Inside, a comfortable 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Celsius. But there were no heaters, no vents, just a strange lime green light. It wasn't coming from a bulb. It was coming from the walls themselves. The stone was glowing. The scale of the place was terrifying. Spartan 1 claims the main room was 62 hectares. To put that in perspective, that is bigger than the Pentagon, bigger than the Vatican, and it was all one open space. The ceiling was 25 meters high, but here is the impossible part. There were no pillars. Millions of tons of Antarctic ice were pressing down on top of them, and the ceiling was just floating, levitating, supported by nothing but an invisible force field. As the team walked through this lime green fog, they examined the walls. They were covered in writing. Spartan 1 said it looked familiar. Some symbols looked Egyptian hieroglyphic. Others looked like Mayan script. But when the scientists analyzed them, they realized the truth. These weren't carved into the wall. They were imprinted out of the wall, manipulated at the molecular level, as if the builders could reshape matter with their minds. According to the mission briefing, these same symbols have been photographed before, but not on Earth. They have been seen on ruins on the Moon and on Mars, connecting this facility to a civilization that spanned the solar system. But the most chilling discovery was etched onto the main door, a star map, a chart of a galaxy that wasn't ours. And next to it, a symbol, the black sun. In ancient Slavic culture, this is the kolovrat, a symbol of the sun cycle. In the 20th century, the Nazis were obsessed with this symbol during their own Antarctic expeditions. Why? Did the Nazis find this place first? Or is this symbol much, much older than human history? Spartan 1 wasn't the only witness. Another operative, Spartan 2, described a mission years later in 2012. He claimed there are other entrances, massive underwater portals hidden deep in the ocean. Submarines can travel through these tunnels and emerge directly into these air pockets under the ice. He described entering a dock where spaceships, not airplanes, but spaceships, were being repaired. He claims a coalition exists down there. Humans working side by side with the originators of this technology. It sounds like science fiction. It sounds like madness. But we have to ask ourselves one final question. Why Antarctica? Look at the history. In 1961, the world was on the brink of nuclear war. The US and Russia agreed on nothing, yet they both signed the Antarctic Treaty, an unprecedented agreement to ban all military activity and all resource mining on the continent. Why? We fight wars over tiny islands. We fight over oil in the desert. Antarctica is full of coal, oil, and minerals. Yet for 60 years, nobody has touched it. It is the only place on Earth where all nations agree to stay away. Are they protecting the penguins? Or are they enforcing a quarantine? Maybe the treaty isn't there to keep us from fighting each other. Maybe it's there to keep us from disturbing them. Spartan 1 is retired now. He lives in hiding, but his message is clear. The ice is melting, the technology is waking up, and soon the 99% of Antarctica that is hidden will be revealed to us all. The question is, will we be welcomed, or were we never supposed to find it? This is such a broad topic that it could be discussed much more, but at the moment, I don't have much time to explain everything. So if you are interested, we will make a part 2 in which I will make an effort to research everything that is very interesting. And if you like these kinds of topics, on my channel you have many of them, where I explore facts and mysteries. If you like my work, click subscribe and see you soon. Best regards.